everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica. On today's video I'm doing Throwback Thursday on my channel. This is the day of the week that I try to pick out one of my older palettes and revisit it because I may not have seen it in a while. So today I'm going to be doing the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I actually pulled this out and used this for one of my September 5 days of foundations coming up next week. And I was like, I haven't used this in forever. So my first Throwback Thursday video last week was Modern Renaissance, and I figured this was going to have to be my next one. And I did actually get a comment from one of you guys, I'm going to put it up here, that said, how about you do the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette? So thank you for that comment, and it's great that we were thinking alike. It also recommended the Metal Crush from Kat Von D, which I don't actually have, or the Metal Matte, I'm sorry, Metal Matte palette from Kat Von D, which I don't actually have. So I am doing this one. I did get another comment on that video for the Graveyard Girl palette, and that will be coming probably very soon, as well as the original Carly Bible palette. I actually have the original Carly Bible palette, and they just discontinued the second Carly Bible palette that they came out with from BH Cosmetics. So those are definitely coming very soon in Throwback Thursday videos. But today we are focusing on this one right here, which is the Chocolate Bar palette. Now, before I get into that, I do just want to tell you real quick what is on my face already. I started pulling out products and I'm like, oh, I'll use this. Oh, I'll use that. And this actually turned into almost a full face of Too Faced. There's literally two products that I'm using that are not Too Faced. My highlighter and my mascara. I do have the Better Than Sex mascara, but I haven't opened it yet. And I don't want to open it because I have way too many mascaras open right now. And I honestly don't think I own a Too Faced highlighter. I shouldn't say that. I'll get to that in a second. All right, so on my face, I have the Primed and Pureless Pure. This is their primer that does not have oil in it. It's oil-free. On my face is the Born This Way foundation. This is not my favorite foundation. It actually makes me look older than I am, I think. I don't know how anybody likes this foundation as like their holy grail. Maybe some of you guys do, but for me and my skin, like it accentuates every single line that I have. I like their Peach Perfect one. It's a little bit too yellow for me, or a little bit too peachy for me, but the Peach Perfect foundation I really like. This one, not so fond of. And then the Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. This is their original version. I know they just relaunched this, but I had this one. I'm not going to go out and buy the new one if I already have this one. Then I have the Primed and Poreless Powder. This is just a pressed translucent powder, so I have that on over top of my concealer and foundation. And then on my cheeks, I have the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette, which I guess technically this is a highlighter. This is the Pop of Light shade in here, and I honestly didn't even think about that. Actually, let me go ahead and put some of that on. I'm just going to add that over the highlighter that I have now. I'll tell you the highlighter here in a second. All right, so I am using the medium cocoa shade for my contour today. That is probably one of the best contours that I own. That one, my Fiona Styles, and my Smashbox are probably the three best contours that I personally own. For my blush, I'm using a Too Faced blush. This is the Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush in the shade Something About Berry as my blush today. And then my original highlight is from the Sleek Makeup Solstice palette. I am using just the pink shade right here. The pink powder shade is the shade that I'm using. So that is the highlighter that I have on. And then on my eyes, I do have the Shadow Insurance primer on my eyelids. So there is one more non-Too Faced product that I'm going to be using. It's a mascara, like I said. It's not the Better Than Sex one, but I'm going to be using that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and get into the eye look, shall we? Now, this is the second palette that I used on my channel. The second palette that I used in a tutorial on my channel back in February 2017. I will pull in a picture of that like I did with my Modern Renaissance palette. when I showed the look to John. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to try to do a similar thing to what I did with my Modern Renaissance palette. If you did not see that video, what I tried to do is stick to shades that I haven't really used much of, and there are definitely a couple of shades in here. For example, Candied Violet, I have never stuck a brush into. Looks like Hot Chocolate I didn't stick my brush into, which is this brown one right here. And then Gilded Ganache, which is like a green shade. I've not used that one yet either. And Black Forest Truffle, I have not touched my brush into. It looks like I've touched every other one though. So I actually have done better with this palette than I did with my Modern Renaissance as far as the usage of all the shades. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. First up, I'm going to go ahead and take the white chocolate shade on my BH Cosmetics 101 brush and use that to set my shadow primer, my eye primer. All right, next I'm going to go into, I think I'm going to go into, what am I going to do? I'm going to go into Milk Chocolate, which is this one right here, and put that in my crease to start us off. That shade is on. I'm going to try to decide what I want to do next. So, I do like this palette. This is a lot of people's like holy grail chocolate colored palette. Very nude shade palette. But obviously the shades that I haven't used are like the purple and the green and some of those shades. So I'm going to try to incorporate those. I think what I'm going to do next is take the Gilded Ganache shade, which is the green shade here, the dark green, and I'm going to work that into like the outer portion of my eye and see what that looks like. All right, I'm going to go into the Candied Violet, which is the purple shade, and put that on the inner portion of my eye. Well, honestly, that just kind of muddied up my eye. Between those two shades, like originally when I first started putting them on, they actually didn't look too bad together, but now they just kind of like went together and I'm not liking it so far. Okay, let's see if we can fix this up a little bit. I'm going to take the shade Creme Brulee, which I have used before, which is a golden shade, and I'm going to put that over that Candied Violet. Like I expected the Candied Violet shade to be a lot brighter considering the shade that it is in the pan, and I did switch brushes. I'm not even using like the same brush or anything to have muddied up the brush with that shade, but I expected it to be brighter. That looks a little bit better. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Triple Fudge. Why not? It's already somewhat dark and vampy look. I'm going to take the shade Triple Fudge here, and I'm just going to put that in the outer corner of my eye to deepen that up a little bit more. Okay. Definitely looking dark. I'm going to keep on with that Triple Fudge shade. And I'm going to run this just with a, I think this is even a liner brush. I'm going to run it with this liner brush along my lower lash line, almost as a eyeliner. All right, and I'm going to just smudge that out a little bit with the brush that I used the Gilded Ganache, the green one on. I'm just going to use that brush to smudge that out a little bit. Okay, I think the only other thing that I'm going to do is take the white, actually I'm going to take the Champagne Truffle shade, the pink shade here, and I'm just going to put that along my brow bone. Honestly, I don't have any sort of brow products from Too Faced, and I'm not even sure if they make brow products. Do they? I don't know. I am just not sure about that. I'm not often in search of brow products because I just don't like to do my brows. And again, I don't know very many people who do like to do their brows. I'm also going to put this on the inner corner of my eye as well, just to brighten that up a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I think people like having their brows done, like look nice. I just don't think I know very many people who actually like the process of doing their brows. For some reason it's looking lighter on one side than the other. No idea why. Okay, I think I'm done with my shadows. I'm not super happy with the look. Can you guys see it? Not super happy with the look, but I don't normally go for darker looks, but it is what it is. So I am going to use an eyeliner from Too Faced. I didn't even remember that I had this, but this is the Too Faced Love Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner. It is in black. I got this in a kit from TJ Maxx, actually, believe it or not. I'm going to put this actually on my eye line on the top, and I'm going to put this on my waterline. So I'll be right back. Okay, well, I will say this is that is a very, very creamy eyeliner. I'm not sure that I've ever used that, but it is super creamy. Like one swipe and it goes right on both my on my upper eye and on my waterline. Like I had no problems with that at all. That is impressive. I don't think I've ever used that before. All right, my mascara, I'm going to be using the what is this? L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I've only used this once, and to be honest with you, I didn't like it. It's a very wet formula, and I just wasn't super fond of it. So I have heard, though, that this is somewhat close to the Better Than Sex mascara. I don't know. All right, that wasn't as bad as I remembered it being. I remembered it being a very wet formula, and part of the reason why I haven't used it in a while is because it was so wet, and I wanted to give it a little bit of time to dry out, just a smidge, to see if it would work better on my eyes, and it does seem to be doing a lot better. Okay, and then the second to last product I have is a lipstick. This is a Too Faced Melted Matte in the shade Child Star. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on my lips. All right, and one more step. I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Prime Set and Refresh Hangover RX setting spray. All right, that is my final look. I don't think my original look with this looked like anything like this, to be honest with you. I would not have done something so deep and so dramatic a year and a half ago. So let me grab John and see what he thinks about this look.
Holy smokes. It smells like a hot look up here.
Okay. Are you ready?
I am always ready for another smoking look.
Okay. You're being very silly.
Thanks.
Okay. What do you think?
Now this isn't as good as the last look you've done.
Well, thanks.
Because it's not as dramatic.
This is actually fairly dramatic.
No.
With all the black eyeliner? Yeah, this is
well,
quite
I mean,
dramatic.
okay, it's very gothic, or quote unquote.
Okay.
If you're going for that golden goth chic look, it's
okay.
like pretty much all I see is black and gold when I look at it.
That's pretty much how it ended up. It's not black, it's dark browns. It's browns. So I used, this is my second Throwback Thursday, and I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. I will put my original look that I did a year and a half ago right here between John and I, but here is the palette, and I tried to do a similar thing to what I did with my Modern Renaissance palette and use shades that I haven't used before.
That's the one that smells like chocolate.
It does smell like chocolate. The scent has faded, however.
It has.
When I first got this, it smelled a lot like chocolate, and now it's still there, but it's not as much.
I sort of remember that.
But I tried to use shades that I haven't used before, and
so that's sort of why it ended up muddy.
That's kind of why, because the shades that I haven't used before is like this green and this purple.
That's not green.
It is a green. It's a brownish green.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, I tried to use some shades that I haven't used before, and like that purple looks really bright in the pan, but when I put it on my eye, it's on the inner half of my eye, and it just ended up looking brown.
Shimmer?
Like it didn't. Yeah, it didn't show. Well, I put a gold shimmer over top of it because it was really dark and it just looked really muddy, and I ended up putting the shade creme brulee over top of it because it wasn't. I had the green on the outside and the purple on the inside, and it just was not showing up as two different shades. I mean, they just looked muddy together. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of the lipstick?
It's sort of pinky.
I only asked because it's nowhere near a dramatic shade. It's a very nude shade, and I figured you'd be like, it's okay.
It is. No offense. Oh, pardon me. No offense. Like I said, the last time I came up here and I saw a look, it was very, to me, bright. It was colorful. Mm-hmm. I want to say it was a Throwback Thursday look.
It was.
It was awesome. A throwback.
Yeah.
Last time I remember coming up here, it was a Throwback Thursday look, and it was beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I'm left scarred.
Thank you.
You better not show me any look that's not as good as that one.
I will show you a lot of looks that probably are nowhere near as good as that one.
What?
Anyway, there's John's opinion. Let me know your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit that red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell to notify you when I do upload new videos. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye!